Hello and welcome to DCP Live episode number 297. I totally forgot about the picture I put up.
Oh, I need to
Great.
see it. I haven't seen it. Oh, I need to see this.
Uh,
DCP Live.
Briar looks different today. What's going on?
yeah, he's comfy. Yeah, D's Briar.
What's that song? Everyone needs a bosom for a pillow. What would be the male version of that?
Oh, that picture's the nut bush. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this is in
Oh, the
celebration of the nut bush world record.
The nut bush embodiment.
I actually didn't read that. I saw you sent it, and I just saw like the thumbnail was like nut bush to become Australia's something, and part of me was like, see, at least now it's like confirmation that I'm not lying, so that feels good.
Oh yeah.
But what did it say? What were they
It
doing?
was something. It was just about like, oh, Australia, the nut bush, Australia's national dance. We do it at all the weddings and the bar mitzvahs. At the parties, and it was just a bunch of people got together. Oh, the headline was actually amazing because of the way they put it. Was like Australia's national dance. Bunch of people got together in the bush in the outback to do the biggest nut bush, like the most amount of people together doing the nut bush.
Oh man, it's like
And I was like, this is the most Australian thing.
like a giant medicine wheel chant, you know, converging timelines with the nut bush.
I mean, it would be pretty amazing to be part of the greatest nut bush, the biggest nut bush.
So this is what it says exactly. From school discos to country balls and DJ sets, the nut bush is Australia's unofficial national dance. Now a lifetime of training has paid off for 4,000 boot scooters who broke a world record in Outback, Queensland.
4,000 people nut bush in the outback.
In the Outback.
Amazing. There had to have been some spiritual calamity colliding with that. You know? The world was different from that point on with that much nut bushing going on in the outback.
I do think of all the other like international news headlines, and it's like, and from Australia, the biggest nut bush in the bush.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Well
I read that title and I was like, can you fit any more Australian words in there to describe what's going on?
Is there a nut bush in Australia officially? I mean, there has to be at this point. Some town.
Gotta
What's
make
that?
one.
Yeah, it needs to be a town that's officially the nut bush.
Nut bush. Yeah, there's probably a town called City Limits or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, in honor.
Everyone just nut bushes down the main road.
Oh,
that was great.
That's wild. Yeah.
That was Mic'd Up Mike tweeted that
Nice.
at us. And I was like, yeah, that's
Thank you,
pretty
Mike.
cool. There's a whole video. It's 1 minute 46 seconds long, and
Wow.
they're talking about how there's a world record.
It's a power bush. That's what that is.
Yeah, that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Look at them go. Oh my god.
I wonder what that
They
would
dance.
sound like with them boots.
That many people nut bushing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Those nut bushes echoed throughout the halls of time.
Yeah, the kangaroos and the drop bears would have got spooked, I think.
Mylon, you're gonna have to pull it up. You have to pull up the video, the nut bush video.
Oh, you want to pull it up?
I'll tweet. I'll put it in our
Yeah.
post. This will make Briar feel better as well.
Yeah. So it's been an
Manscaped should
exciting
have
week of nut
sponsored it.
bushing.
Oh my gosh. I agree. Manscaped definitely should have sponsored that nut bush. That would be on brand with them.
Oh my lord.
How do you rate the nut bushing that's going on?
Wow.
Mylon? Are these some good?
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, I said 4,000 people nut bushing, man.
Look at them go. That was this.
my-
This is exactly what we did during
That's
the Terry
some
Show.
like Woodstock nut bush. Wow, they're actually lined up. I didn't realize they were lined up. I thought it was like a mishmash.
No, they're
Look how
lined
happy
up.
they are.
Oh.
Is that some sort of joy?
You know, people we wonder why people. What is he doing?
He's the
Insane.
organizer.
He's
He's
got to
like-
make sure no one stops nut pushing, otherwise
Yeah.
they get disqualified.
Yeah.
Maybe. Oh, the mullet. Yeah,
He's the
welcome-
nut
welcome
bush
to Australia.
supervisor.
Fantastic.
They call him the nut super.
Oh, well, there you go.
Wow.
Nut bush police.
The police, yeah. Oh,
So
that's
our
wild.
news for this week.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's the episode. Hope you guys
That's
enjoyed
it.
it. You know, make sure.
World record.
What else is new?
Yeah. What else is new?
Oh, in our lives or Destiny?
Oh, but start. I mean, we've got the whole podcast about Destiny. Made it lives. Got any life news?
My life's not fun right now. I've been playing the Steam Deck. The Steam Deck's fun.
It was Steam
Oh,
Deck
yeah.
is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steam. Unfortunately, I can't play Destiny on the Steam Deck. And hint, Bungie. Let's get a cracking.
come?
Because you get flagged for anti-cheat passing, and then
Yeah.
you get kicked. You get banned permanently.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
it's
You have
on
to
a
install
Linux box.
Windows.
Yeah, I don't want to install Windows on my Steam
I
Deck.
don't want to do that either.
Right? It's nice. It's functional. It's like a cool console. I install Windows. I got Windows on there. I already have enough problems with Windows.
If I go dicking around, I'm gonna break it.
It's like nut bushing in the Outback. I'm gonna break something.
Like a world record.
Yeah.
Like a world record.
Although, you know, I did think about. So I think Paul Tassi tweeted something about how like there was a Division 2 or a Division mobile game in the works.
Yeah.
And then this
there
made
is.
me immediately think about how Division would actually be a pretty great game on the Steam Deck.
Lots
you
of
know?
grinding.
Lots of grind. Well, yeah, and also I think the controls would fit really well with the
Yeah, it would.
Division. But you know, it's a Ubisoft launcher, so you got to
Riddle
install
me
Windows.
this: what niche does the Steam Deck fit into? Because if I want to play Destiny, let's say I want to play Destiny on the couch right now, I
Yeah.
could put the Steam. What's the Steam app? And I
No.
can stream it from my PC.
Unfortunately, I tried it. For me, specific. This might be fixed now, possibly, but I tried to stream it from my PC directly to my Steam Deck, and the controls just didn't work. It didn't like recognize it at all. I was like, oh man, you know.
Yeah, but
It-
what I'm saying is, if I can do that now, why do I want a Steam Deck? Like, what advantages? does
Oh,
the Steam Deck have?
Mylan,
Oh.
the Steam Deck is beautiful. Imagine
Yeah.
the Switch, but it's got every game.
Yeah. Do you like the Switch?
Like,
Do you
just
have a
Except for
Every ga-
Destiny.
Except Destiny, yeah.
I've been playing. So first of all, Monster Hunter
Wait,
Rise
so does
is
it run
really
it?
great.
Does it run it on the deck, or does it
Yes.
stream it? It runs it
Yeah.
on the deck.
Yes, on the deck.
Okay.
I've been
okay, that's
playing
what I was
so many
missing.
games on the
On
deck.
the deck.
Wait,
Got a
how?
terabyte in
How
there.
do you play?
It's so
How?
comfortable, man. That-
And
all
there's,
right.
it syncs the cloud. So like right now,
Cloud
perfect
gets synced?
example. I'm playing Monster Hunter Rise on PC. I can take my PC save to my Steam Deck to my PC.
I've been
It's
playing.
amazing.
I've been playing Monster Hunter Rise exclusively on the Steam Deck, and it plays
Yeah.
awesome.
Awesome.
It plays better than the Switch. Way better than the
Well,
Switch.
It sure does.
There's got to be games that it can't run, right? Or
Destiny. It doesn't run Destiny.
no. Okay, from a graphical point of view, not a technical point of view. Like,
Oh.
like an extent. Well, I guess it's technical. Like, what equivalent of a PC is it?
Well, okay, it runs it at a 720p resolution, and when you drop things down to 720p, you actually reduce exponentially the need of power for a lot of stuff. It does turn off a lot of like whiz bang graphical features, like certain shadow renderings and ambient occlusion type of like things do get turned off to give it more performance. But it is it's like it feels like at least 4 or 5, maybe 8 times stronger than a Switch. So it's like a PS4 in a pocket. Right?
Elden Ring does indeed run on the Steam Deck.
Yeah, you can play
and
Elden Ring on it.
It runs well. Dark Souls 3 works really well.
Yeah.
What would be the most intensive game you've played on it?
I don't know. For me, maybe Dark Souls 3 might be the most.
For me, probably Elden Ring. It's like
Yeah.
the most recent one that I've loaded up on there. I played
Yeah.
a lot of indie games on there, or like when all the demos were out, I played all of those on there, which
Yeah,
is
all
awesome.
the side-scrolling indie stuff would be.
Oh,
perfect
it's
for it.
Oh, they
is
play
perfect.
amazing. They play amazing.
And so
on
many
those,
of
yeah.
those games only release on Steam because they
Yeah.
can't afford to like send it out to go through all the crap that you have to go through to get it on other places.
Is it,
So.
and does it have like a dock too? So if you're using it like your gaming PC, can you put it onto like a monitor if you wanted to, or?
So it doesn't come with a dock. There is a dock, right? I didn't buy it, but basically
remember.
I have just some like standard USB-C to HDMI adapter that I had for my iPad Pro from several years ago. I plugged it in and it worked perfectly. I was like, oh, it automatically found it. And then I plugged it into my my capture card, and it was like, yeah, okay, cool. So because it's a PC, I mean, this is basically a Linux PC in your hand, and you can
Yeah.
install
Right.
Windows on it. if you want.
Well,
If
that
you want
looks
to be
comfy. Those controls. How the controls feel?
It is.
Dude, it feels so
It
good.
Like beveled edge.
Oh, dude, look at this beveling. Hold on, let's get
Look
the
at that
focus.
bevel.
The
That's a nice
focus.
bevel. That's a nice.
Come
bevel.
on, camera. I won't do it.
Well, that's
if
a
you
nice
if you
grip,
want
right.
if you want a high resolution look, I'm promoting my own video here. I did put out a video.
That's where I was getting. That's where I was getting to Defty.
I was avoiding it. I did put out a video
You're a podcast.
on.
You can do what you want.
I know. I'm always weird about self promotion. I did post a video about my first impressions in the and I show multi-angle stuff.
That'd be cool.
I go into
That'd
it.
be good to watch.
I go into it pretty good. Yeah, the ergonomics on it feel phenomenal for a handheld. Like,
Because the Switch is uncomfortable after
It is.
after a while.
oh, after an hour, you're like, I've been playing the Switch and I'm
you
paying
get that.
for
You
it.
get that little imprint in your thumb from the button.
Yeah,
Like
Oh,
you play
yeah,
Mario Kart or something. You just hold the fucking
yeah.
accelerator.
The
whole time.
sticks are horrible on the Switch. After a while, you're like, oh god.
Yeah.
These feel like full controllers, like full on like Xbox.
It feels great.
controllers. Yeah, it's
Like
nice.
when Have a Nice Death came out, which was the roguelite indie game. I played it for like 5 hours on the couch on the Steam Deck.
yeah,
It was
you
great.
you can
Super
lose
comfy.
time really easily. I find myself playing an hour and I'm like, man, I just feel so good holding this.
So
Nice.
what's the like ordering like for stuff? Because I never looked into it. Like I couldn't get one right now, could I? I would have to wait how many
You'd be.
months?
It's showing
Years.
Q3 right now. No, not years. That's actually showing Q3 if you order one right now, and they are ramping up production.
In
Now,
Australia? That's our part.
ooh, good question. I don't know about
I
Australia.
Because I saw a
think-
tweet from Skill Up when it first came out. He's like, first person in Australia to have one. I'm like, I don't know if he was joking or if it was hard to tell. I don't know.
Oh man, yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. But they are ramping up production, so it does seem like it's relatively popular. You know, I mean, it is an early adopter device, and some things don't work, like Destiny. And I mean, it's a Destiny podcast, and you can't play
It's a
Destiny.
shame
on it.
that Destiny doesn't work. I mean, that's a perfect game to play on it.
Yeah, well, I think it will eventually, in some way. Like whether or not they bring.
It's just the anti-cheat they got to work out, right?
Yeah, the anti-cheat because so they have some Valve magic going on where it's a Linux operating system with a Proton layer thingy that emulates Windows drivers. So you can play all these Windows games like basically
But it's not technically
yeah,
Windows.
exactly. And that's what throws the anti-cheat because it looks at the compile level, you know, or the machine code and it says something's different here and then it says you're trying to cheat. You're like, I'm just trying to play on a Steam Deck, man. Yeah. But also the streaming from my Windows computer here didn't work to the Steam Deck. It popped up and it was like looking like it was gonna work, but then none of the controls were actually sent to
Right.
it, which I was really
Hey.
bummed out about.
The big question is like, how do I have my wife agree to a portable gaming PC when I already have two perfectly good PCs right here?
Ask
You
for
have a
forgiveness.
baby.
Yeah, you got a baby. Ask for forgiveness.
True.
You get it? You're like, oh, this showed
Father's
up.
Day?
Be like, looks like I'm writing this off. My taxes, huh?
Yeah, true.
Just bring it up on stream all the time. Look, guys, Steam Deck. It's
Ooh,
cute.
every day. Oh, Steam Deck review. Today I played.
Oh man.
That's a tax expense. Nice.
Interestingly, Kevin DNZ in chat said Briar wasn't impressed in retro slot. D-pad he said was bad. He has such a different opinion.
Yeah, interesting.
Ooh.
I saw him mention something about the D-pad, and I really wanted to get his perspective on it. And I haven't played any fighting games with the D-pad because the analog
No.
stick feels so good that I'm like, I'm not going to use that. I mean, I've
Oh,
used
but he
it.
does a lot of fighting games, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I've used the D-pad for Terraria to move around in the menu and all that, and I haven't had any issue with that. But apparently, I looked online, and apparently people are saying there's issues with doing a diagonal movement. So,
Like down cross.
Yeah,
I see.
yeah.
Oof.
But it's
Briar
okay.
always hates everything we love, so this
Yeah.
is nothing new.
New hot game. Briar's generally going to be like, nah, fam, this isn't it.
It's balance. Good.
New Batman's good? Not in my eyes. Not at all.
People don't like Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk's great. So great. I'm going to play it on the Xbox 360.
Yeah, right? Dude, Briar totally is a hipster. I didn't realize this. He's 100% hipster. And he's delicious. Am I right?
No.
He
All
is.
right. Yeah. Well, we got some
Yeah.
Destiny stuff to talk about.
We do. The season finale story mission happened.
Finale. It's
Yeah.
What do you
over.
think?
Pretty good. I feel like 7 out of 10 for me, story wise. Okay? And like in the mission, like, so I kind of wish that we had fought Callus directly instead of him summoning
Yeah.
stuff. But aside from that, I was impressed. I thought, okay, yeah, this is pretty cool. You know?
I thought the aesthetics, the feel of the mission was good, and
Mhm.
the environment was good.
Mm-hmm.
It was very, exciting, but I don't think it matched the gameplay. You sort of just steamrolled the bosses. So
Yeah.
like it had it set the scene to be epic. Like jumping into Kaido's bubble for a bit of protection was nice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But you also could just, I don't know. I did tank it a fair bit with I was like, watch this, I could just like lolly on and just sit in a solar bubble, solar flame.
Yeah.
I generally like enjoyed the mission, but I did feel slightly anticlimactic at the end because it was kind of like the mission wasn't super hard, and I know that we've only really had hard missions when you choose to do the hard ones in Witch Queen. So it wasn't never going to be really difficult, but when it ended and they had the cutscene play, I was kind of like, oh, everyone's just leaving.
Yeah.
It's kind of, I guess that's it then. And then when you go and talk to Eris and she's like, well, we tried, but we failed. We
Yeah.
did our best. And she's like, we bought time, but this second collapse is going to happen. Callus is bringing it forward. And nice try, everybody. Prepare for death.
Prepare for the witness taking over.
I was like, all right, well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did get that same, like, you had all this build up to, well, not even really that much build up because a lot of the weeks was like segmented to Crow, Zavala, and Kaido, and in the background was like Callus sort of bubbling along, Leviathan, his consciousness spreading, and the whole overarching sort of story was trying to control the Lunar Pyramid. You failed that, and then I don't feel like I had enough punch at the end to do with Callus. I think it maybe missed something about bringing that a bit more forward. His consciousness spreading the Lunar Pyramid. Like what I probably needed a cutscene or a ink blot cutscene or something to give it a little bit more wow at the end and to sort of drive home the point what Callus is doing. Yeah, because I also think sometimes the seasons have had troubles doing that. Like for what was the season before Witch Queen? Season of Lost. I thought Season of Lost was so good each week, and even like Splice had me going every week. I wanted to see what happened, but then they also led into like expansions too, like led into Witch Queen where you actually had a really you saw what happened. Yeah. Even though I felt like it let you down a little bit, but it led into the next season. Whereas this, I don't know where I don't really. I mean, yeah, the second collapse is coming, but it hasn't really given enough teaser and it hasn't given enough conclusion. So it's sort of in the middle.
Man, an ink blot cutscene would have been really cool because instead of us going to the helm and talking to Eris and her saying that, like we were too late, we couldn't do it, we essentially just bought us time. It would have been nice to see the cutscene kind of show like maybe Callus becoming part of the pyramid ship and
the pyramid
plants
waking up,
growing.
Or leaving Luna,
exactly.
like the pyramid leaving Luna or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, something to just be like, this is what's happened now, and this is what we're gonna have to deal with.
And at the very end, some sort of confirmation that the witness was behind, puppeting this stuff, and then it would have been like, oh, the through line, this is happening.
Well, here's the thing, that's up in the air too, because I've actually finally got through reading all the lore now, and I read, I can't remember which book it was, but one of the, I think it's what I tweeted about this morning, one of the lore entries, Callus is even unsure, like, it's his night. He's talking about his like fears and nightmares, and he's sort of like unsure that the witness will accept him. And I was sort of thinking the similar, because people started saying, "Oh, well, he's a disciple now." I was like, "Well, I actually don't know if is this Callus still on his like crazed, you're not talking to me, so I'm going to come to your house kind of deal, and he's not quite accepted by the witness yet, because he wasn't called a disciple. He was said." he's going to herald in the collapse. He was a herald of the witness. And I think Eris calls him something else too, but he's never directly called a disciple. And I feel like disciples are chosen by the witness.
Interesting.
Whereas he's not necessarily got that title yet. And there is a law entry where he's concerned that the witness won't accept him and he'll get rejected again because, that's what happened with his daughter, right? Like he was rejected by the person he trusted, his daughter. So he has his nightmare is rejection.
But what if this is just his trial? Like the witness is like, if you do these things and you do a good job, I'll make you a disciple. So
there is a really good quote about that. I think it's in the dungeon. He's like, those who traveled the path before me. He talks about like evolution and transformation. It very much, you get the impression he's talking about previous disciples and that he's on that same path to like be one step better.
Yeah, because I imagine the witness isn't like, disciple. I imagine the witness wants the potential person.
He wants to know that you're good for the jam.
Yeah, committed to becoming pyramid magic.
Because I've been obviously been a bit behind on the lore as well, and I've only just sort of caught up now. And I don't think it was really clear about, and I'm sure this is intentional, so this is classic like Destiny. Did you think that Callus was the Leviathan already or not? Did you think there was a physical like before the finale? Do you think there was a physical Callus still out there who was trying to put himself into the pyramid ship, or did you think he was already gone?
For me, go for it, Watts.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say I think the first one for me that he was like becoming a part of the ship, but was still kind of out there. Maybe he's like a little blob in some kind of machine, and it's attaching him to the ship, something like that.
For me, I got the impression that he had assimilated into the ship, and like the fungal spore type of stuff was in relation to the fact that he had essentially infected the ship, and was a part of this like network of, half alive, not alive fungus material. That's what I got from that.
That was my impression too. There's actually a really good, I think it's one of the robot scannables that you find in the server missions, right? And they start talking, and one says it's either that or it's a dungeon. I can't remember, or maybe it's a dungeon. Anyway, it says, Cal says, I have reached the limits of what this crumbling body can offer, and there's so much more I must do. I must shed my remaining attachments to this flesh and ascend. The others have, and a path is laid before me. There is fear in this, fear of losing myself, but there is no other way. I must prove my loyalty or wither. To understand the final shape, I must become more than myself. And then there's another one that talks about his skin being the Leviathan, and he can feel. Here it is. Isn't it magnificent? The Leviathan was once my prison, but now we are one body. Its systems, my mind.
I think
it's a unique delight to feel the Leviathan's inhabitants wriggling through my innards.
Yeah, but when I heard about him talking about feeling the combat and the fighting on the Leviathan, that's when I was like, he's the ship at that point.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah.
And so his consciousness has extended into the Leviathan, and my understanding is that egregore is like the tether that helps connect his consciousness to the Leviathan, and it feeds on death, which is why he has all the Cabal clones, which is like made the spores go more, essentially.
The constant killing.
Which is concerning because egregore is also in the helm, so it's sort of like his influence spreading.
Well, and also, what was the ship before when we first got introduced to it? The Glycon?
Oh, the Glycon. Yeah.
I mean, was that Callus as well, or was that a different fungus?
I think that's what happened when it passed through the veil, and he probably got that idea of the egregore being connected to all the darkness when he passed through the creation, the veil of creation. And so he brought that back, like, okay, this is how I transcend. We use egregore
That's how he cheats death.
To help tether my mind to these things and be omnipotent, to be whatever.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, in that sense, it's like it makes sense how the last boss fight was, but I do wish that he had, I don't know, manifested in some sort of like protoplasm that you fought.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
I
Yeah.
just want him
Yeah.
to. I want him to be sitting in his throne as a blob, and he has a chalice like in his blob, and he's just sitting on the throne, and he gets like a little chamber around him, and then things fight for him. I want to see the blob. Show me the blob.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
think so too.
it's like I recognize that big suck face.
Yeah,
It's the callous suck. Yeah.
yeah, it was a Callus as well. I think, considering the big unanswered question from D2 was like Robo Callus, like where's the real Callus,
Mhm.
and to sort of not
True.
have that like door closed properly, I think, or concluded.
I agree.
Like you do have to read a lot between the lines to understand. Like, okay, Callus' body has failed. We're not going to see that real body. We're not going to see the real Callus. This is who he is now. They needed to probably connect the dots a little bit more, I think.
Yeah, I kind of expected at least one kind of like spider-esque scene where we would actually see like some real callus hooked up to some sort of life machine keeping him going,
Yeah,
you know,
Would be nice,
before
yeah.
that transition
That could
happened.
all be part of like the final cutscene, right? Like if we're doing an ink
Yeah.
blot, it could kind of just cut to Callus and he's blobbed up on a machine connected to the pyramid, and the pyramid lights up.
You
and
really want to see this blob, don't you?
Got to have the blob,
gotta
man.
have the blob. I need to see it, or otherwise I don't know it's real.
So do we know? Is there gonna be an epilogue?
Oh, right. I don't know. I mean, that
I
mission
don't
is
know.
done. The mission's completed on there, so
Yeah, the quest is done.
yeah, I wonder.
Someone was talking about, oh, we haven't got this ship or something like that, and then I think someone else said, no, that's a bug, or it was meant to be out, or it's in Eververse. So I'm not too sure. Do we know where? Oh, I can't even remember now what we get each time.
The only thing we have left is Solstice, right?
Solstice event. Yeah,
That's not really going to be
a couple weeks
involved.
from now.
Cletus is saying, I think the road. You know what? I will pull up the roadmap. There we go. I'll pull it
Roadmap
up.
situation.
Because that could definitely, I think that could push me over the edge with really enjoying this season a bit more.
Sure.
If there's an epilogue that ties it a bit more together.
How'd you feel about the Sever missions now that you've done them all and everything's concluded?
Personally, I can see two different sides of it. I think the first side is if you don't read all the previous lore, it is fantastic that it's in the game.
Mhm.
You get a bunch of backstory about Zavala. You get which I think is probably the best. They're continuing with Aldrin and Crow, like sort of storyline. I'm a bit over that. Like I
Overplayed?
think old Crow's already sort of had his redemption arc, or maybe not. I guess he's got his memories back. He's still going. I think that's fine. Like characters are persisting, but through the season, I think that's good.
Sure.
Cardle was pretty much adding the lore to the game about the coup and Callus and the backstory of that. So it's good it's in the game.
Mhm.
So that's one sort of viewpoint. The other viewpoint is if you have read everything, it felt a little bit like what do you call an anime? Is it like the beach episode? Where they all go to
The
beach?
beach
It's like
episode or the filler episode. Yeah.
yeah, it felt a little bit like here's a backstory like season essentially. Whereas
So
I would have loved for it to be Zavala. If they just focus on just Zavala's
That's
backstory and just
true.
made you cry every week, and because his lore book is really great, and
his
then
lore book was great, painful but great.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then just had like the overarching Callus sort of threat. I actually
Well,
maybe.
the ink block cutscene that they did do was essentially doing a TLDR of that whole lore book.
Yeah.
So it was very Zavala focused.
Yeah.
But I have good news. There is listed as an epilogue on August 16th, and the season ends August 23rd. So
Oh. Are we gonna get the blob?
it is listed as an epilogue.
Blob confirmed.
Final breath of the blob before it evaporates into something.
If Callus Witness shows up in the epilogue, that will push me over the edge, I think, for being like, okay.
Little Cali-Wit combo.
Yeah. Cali-Wit combo, yeah.
You know, it was unfortunate. I think the best part of that kind of final mission was the radio message after. Like that was the
Yeah.
thing where I listened to it and I was like, oh, because she was talking about how there's still secrets on the Lunar Pyramid. Eris is talking to Drifter, and she's talking about don't tell the Vanguard, don't tell the Guardian. Like, let's meet up on the Lunar Pyramid and like go explore and find these secrets. I was like, that's exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. I forgot about
exciting.
that. There was a lot of
Yeah.
mystery going on there, and a lot of like, what's you don't want to tell us? Why don't you
I
wanna
mean,
tell us?
I was just thinking about Rat and Eris being the perfect couple ever.
Yeah,
Because
They-
you know that there's a lore entry where they share a meal, and you know Eris is always like, Rat Drifter, sort of pushing him away. She ends up accepting like a meal, and it's like it's actually a pretty good meal. I'm like, bit of sparks. Hello.
he's like, you want to bang Knuckles, Guardian?
Carabones. I mean, it was nice to see Cardle put a hand on Zavala too.
It was. I
Yeah.
like whatever they are gonna be. I really like it. I love their relationship. It's so
Yeah, it is good.
sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's cool. Yeah, I guess
they're definitely good stuff, but I
oh
think
yeah,
there
for
could be
sure. Yeah, I
improvements as
think it
well.
would be really unfair to be like, oh, bad season or something like that. Like I definitely don't think that, but
No, I don't
it
think that.
wasn't like a home run for me,
No.
anyways. And I feel
Hopefully,
like
not yet. Epilogue. Got
True.
you.
There could be the epilogue stuff. Yeah. I mean, just gameplay wise, like I enjoyed the repurposing of the Leviathan, but I don't think I really enjoyed the formulaic nature of the Sever missions every week. Because I was like, okay, I gotta the vestiges, dread, gotta pop that, get that done. Not that it was like a problem to do it, but it was like if they could like switch it up a little bit, throw me off.
I think there's
A
also
skosh.
a bit of like seasonal fatigue now. I think they sort of found the model that was working relatively well, and then I think like any game, people maybe are getting a bit fatigued of the week to week stuff.
Yeah. Could be. I don't know. It's just when I know it's gonna happen and I can like already see in my mind the exact pathway or the steps that are about to unfold, then that's when my brain wants to be like, I'm checking out. Gotta like keep me on my toes,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I think we got some really good story stuff, like with the Inkblot cutscene of Zavala and his wife and Hakeem. That was great, very emotional. And then for a couple weeks after that, I was like really wanting to tune in and see what the next traumas we were gonna deal with were.
Yeah.
And then it does feel a little segmented in that you have this really emotional and interesting, I thought, story with Zavala and him finally coming to terms with all of that stuff. But then you also have Callus and the threat that he's bringing the second collapse and connecting to the Lunar Pyramid, and
Yeah.
it was yeah, they didn't really link, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's part of it too. Of my like I don't want to say not interested because I was definitely interested in what was happening, but like my attention span, I guess, wasn't snapped, And I think it's because they split it amongst those three different perspectives and then the looming Callus threat. If they just focused on one of them, then I definitely feel like I would have had these story beats going throughout the season that I would have been hanging on every time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, I still enjoyed it though. You know?
Yeah.
It's just
Exactly.
wasn't my favorite.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much sums it up. Good.
Yeah.
Still definitely enjoyed it. Thought the storytelling was good. The final mission just didn't hit as hard as I kind of expected it to, but maybe epilogue will.
Yeah, maybe.
I just need something. I don't even need a lot. It's like we keep going back to just an extra cutscene or something at the end of that mission. Just something extra to kind of link it together and make us feel that doom that's coming rather than Eris just going like, whoopsies, looks like the collapse is coming.
Yeah. Whoops.
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty big deal to have it confirmed that Callus will usher in a second collapse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
kind
that
of a
is
big
big,
deal.
right?
It is big.
And it was pretty
Sort of
casual.
like radio message. Crowd,
Eris
sorry
is like,
message.
yeah, it's happening. We've screwed up.
Yeah.
Well,
And the
prepare.
whole, I guess, the whole the whole season you were breaking these connections to the lunar pyramid. You failed. Go do this last ditch effort. You succeeded, but you also failed.
Yeah. So we have 2 more seasons before the final shape, right? Is that what it is?
Is it 2?
Well, it's yeah, I think it's 2
Yeah,
seasons.
yeah.
This is the second season in the quadrant. So we have 2 more seasons. I mean, are they going to continue talking about the witness? Are we going to have a season about the witness, or is that the next?
Well, I mean, Callus talks about the
expansion?
final shape in one of his quotes. How
He did, yeah.
he's transformed himself to usher in the final shape or whatever he said.
Oh yeah, Lightfall. My bad. That's the next expansion.
I mean, I guess the radio message kind of, at least to me, it would make sense that either the epilogue is a mission inside of the lunar pyramid and we get kind of more closure there, or if it leads into a new season that is about discovering the secrets of the lunar pyramid with Eris and Drifter and all that stuff. Maybe that's one of the seasons.
Do you think we're gonna have another one of those, like, go to the pyramid and then have a face-to-face with ourselves, which is actually the witness?
I would like that.
Anything witness related, I think, will be a win.
Yeah.
Yeah. Witness is good.
Even if it's doppelgangers.
Yeah.
But like I said, there's 2 seasons that they got to connect for this ultimate Armageddon
They
showdown.
gotta bump up the witness stuff, right? They have to connect it all. You'd think so.
Got to have more development. You know?
So I would assume that we're gonna keep going down the path of the
but don't think the
different
witness
pyramids.
is gonna be later.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's the expansion, right? Naturally, you're gonna usher
Like
in
the last
new
one,
things.
the last announced expansion is gonna be the witness, right?
Oh, right. But they're leading up to this.
Otherwise, are you gonna find? So what is it? It's Lightfall first, and then Final Shape. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So I mean, if you fight the witness and Lightfall, you're gonna fight in Final Shape. Final Shape has to be the witness then.
It does.
Or is Final Shape the restructuring of a post light and darkness fight?
Should we have light fall? Maybe that's the collapse.
Yeah. Lightfall would be the
yeah.
witness coming in and being like, nah, fam.
Second
it's
collapse,
over.
Lightfall.
Yeah, and then Final Shape would be like the culmination of all this stuff coming together to some universal symphonic result.
We'll
Final
see, because I
Shape, we
think-
fight the Traveler.
The Traveler is
Oh,
ultimately the
shame.
bad guy at the very end.
The seasons have typically had a lot of continuity, right? Like they have
Yeah, they've
linked
done
from
good with
season to
that.
season to season. So if we were to follow that same pathway, this season ended with Callus actually getting into the lunar pyramid, and we attempted to push him back, but didn't quite work. And Eris has gone in there with the Drifter, so it seems more still along the same lines of Callus and Pyramid Ship.
People are saying like witness
Linked to the witness.
Zivu Arath,
get
I'm
in
seeing
the
a lot.
Oh right, Ziva, yeah. What
We
if
haven't had ZV shop in ages.
what if the Traveler
Or ever.
ends up becoming a disciple of the witness?
What if who?
The Traveler becomes a disciple of the witness.
Don't do this to me. You're the same type of people that click on my videos as Eris is evil.
No, I mean I'm not saying it wants to. It gets coerced into it. You know, like
It gets the
witness
spooky
magic.
snakes wrapped around it, and it was like, ooh, can't resist.
Spooky snakes. How about it gets some of that fungus up its things and then gets infected? Then becomes
Pretty sure
a
there's an
disciple.
anime about that.
Yeah, definitely.
Whole genre.
Oh yeah, and there's the whole thing about Savathun's ghost dipping out, taking the body.
True.
Yeah, Savathun's ghost, yeah.
Wait, what happened to Seven's Ghost?
Remember, like the Traveler was right above, and then
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah.
grabbed the
I
ghost.
thought there was new lore about it.
No, I'm just thinking and
No.
connecting these like timelines together, or like this with sequential events, like what's happening ultimately.
You
What
know
if
what
we just keep investing pyramids? You go. Your eyes are big.
Have you read the stuff about Osiris and Saint?
that they're.
Big sad Same 14 looking after comatose Osiris.
Yes,
Right.
that's true. We also have Comatose Osiris.
Forgot about
and
him.
there is a. I need to go back and read it, but I wrote a note. So I write notes to myself when I read the lore, like question mark. Did Savathun, is part of Savathun still in Osiris? And there was something that made me feel like their souls had been merged, and there was still an aspect of Savathun in Osiris.
Disciple of Savathun.
So I don't know. There's heavy lore in the lore tabs that follows Saint 14 and Osiris. So that hasn't been wrapped up either.
That has not.
And I feel like they will. I feel like they will conclude that though. They won't leave that one open. So that's sort of ticking along in the background.
We also have freaking Aramis. We didn't kill Aramis, and she was one of the disciples for the pyramid, right? Another pyramid lady. She's just chilling there. She's not dead.
Yeah.
One day we're gonna do the mission. It's gonna be like, all right, gotta go do my penny, and she's not gonna be there.
You know, that'd be so funny if I just did that. Just removed her and just put like some icicles on the ground, and we're like, huh?
Gone? Who's the disciple? Pyramid tech.
Well, Braden's put in chat. You see the job post about the Destiny narrative director that says like for a decade or something. Did you see the job post about that?
Wow, no, I did not.
I don't know the exact words, but it was a job posting for like senior narrative director or Destiny narrative director, specifically saying to like continue the game for a decade or something like that.
Damn.
Decades to come.
Decades to come.
The next decade of Destiny.
I was like, I don't know.
Writer.
I was just chat. I don't know if I can take another decade, chat.
Well, you have to. We need.
I mean, I should be happy about job security, but I don't know.
Mylan's like, I'm just trying to get out of the lore, man. I don't want to do lore anymore.
Yeah. Be DCP Live Geriatric Edition.
Yes.
We'll be here in our 80s. Good day, Guardians.
I'm a Destiny Alpha veteran.
You've been playing, so we're gonna be playing. We're gonna have been playing Destiny for longer than people have been alive who watch the show.
Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm excited or depressed by that.
Yeah. Wow.
Because I'm still so bad at the game. Can you imagine the insults? Mate, you've been playing the game for 2 decades. How are you this bad? I can't fucking see.
Oh man. Well, I guess we're on story hiatus until August, right?
Well, did you see the other news about job postings? About who they hired? Yeah, been hiring for a while now. They've been hiring a bunch of people who worked on like animation, experience in animation, film, shorts, TV, to make. They're literally just saying to make Destiny content outside of games.
That would be awesome.
To be in media. Oh my goodness, can you imagine?
Would absolutely love that.
They've been hiring a bunch.
They've been is that a rumor or confirmed the mobile game or whatever? There was another post about that.
Nothing confirmed about that yet.
I think it was someone who works for Bungie and was on their LinkedIn. It was like working on FPS mobile game.
Yeah,
for Bungie.
Yeah. Well, again, there's been that $100 million NetEase investment that we just don't know what happened with that, and it would make sense if there was some sort of mobile.
Yeah, thing. I think that's what it would be. Yeah. Yeah. Imagine if you play Destiny on your phone, you could just transfer your loot over too.
That'd be amazing.
Like a Destiny Lite version or something.
Right.
You know, like Pokemon Go and Pokemon you Switch. You know, you transfer your Pokemon over, transfer your loot over.
Yeah, I'm half honestly, because like, you know, Diablo Immortal, just disgusting microtransactions and all that.
Yeah.
But they made like $49 million in the first month. So of course they're like, well, I guess it's working, and we're gonna keep doing disgusting microtransactions. And that's basically the same arena with the whole NetEase type of stuff like that.
Yeah.
They make games like that are extremely
I think the thing is, if it was the only thing they were working on, I think we would be angry. If they continue to publish new IP or continue to develop Destiny alongside of it, and then people can just choose to ignore it, I think they'll be less angry.
Mm-hmm.
And
Man.
if it complements your Destiny play, then maybe it'll be fine too. You know, like if it is like a Destiny light version that you can play on your phone when you're out and about, and you can farm drops and then send them to your main account, then
Yeah.
Then to get people in, they're like, "Hey, this exotic is only available if you play the mobile version."
fuck you, they would 100% do that. Yeah, why'd you
Oh
say that?
my god!
If they're not doing it, they're doing it now. It's empty.
And be like,
we
"Oh,
blame
you're out
you."
of crystal energy. You're out of
Honestly-
witness bucks. You got to buy more witness bucks to get another play."
Honestly, with the way that the Destiny community is with shaders and emblems, especially, they could literally just say, you need to get the mobile version to get the emblem. And they'd be like, sign me up, Bob.
That's true.
They
Yeah,
don't.
you're right.
It's so interesting that the Destiny community, they don't even need to do like, get this gun, get this exotic, get this armor. It's just like, just give them an emblem. They'll do anything. They'll do anything for the emblem.
Yep. Exclusive.
Like, comment, retweet this tweet for a chance to win an emblem you probably already have.
I've never, I don't know if I've ever seen a community so bloodthirsty for emblems.
Yeah.
Just to do anything.
It started with the blacksmith
amazing.
one, right? Right?
Blacksmith one, the Call of Duty one, or whatever.
Or yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that was a shader.
The shader.
Right, you're right.
Yeah.
Actually, I guess the first one was the hunt. You know, where you hunt someone down in Crucible and get I forget what it's called.
Oh yeah.
In D1, remember that?
Bungie bounty stuff.
Yeah, the Bungie bounty. That's what it was.
Man, Bungie bounty.
That first emblem. I was like, oh man, exclusivity here. Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty ravenous.
It is. Especially with the Bungie bounty. People get pissed.
Oh man.
Like, you didn't type 321 in the chat.
Dude, I got queued in and then it kicked me. I want an emblem now.
I was
Right
playing
now.
against you and we were winning and I got disconnected. I need the emblem right now. Yeah. Yep. Thirsty for the emblems. It's good though, because they can just do any good charity effort and it's just like emblem. And people are like, sure.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm in.
If they ever want to donate money, they're just like, here, make a specific emblem.
Yeah. Like our last charity stream, I was so surprised at how many people were like 20, and then 80, 80, because it was
know.
like the $20 tier, then the $80 tier for these specific emblems that Bungie was doing for GCX. And yeah, because normally we would get a lot of 1s and 5s and all that in the tips or the donations towards GCX. And man, lots of 20s and 80s. I was very surprised.
They were like, guys, you can just do $1. You can do $1. They're like, no.
Yeah.
$80,
My emblem.
$100.
$1 doesn't get you the emblem, Watts. $20 does.
Yeah, gotta get the emblems.
Yeah. So.
What?
So
Twab.
that
12 time?
actually goes well. I'm gonna skip around a little bit because I think that's a good segue to a portion of the TWAB and a video that came out today.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys will probably all know about the emote, the exotic emote that you can get from the store, which goes 100% to the Bungie Foundation, where you get a little dog, a little puppy. And Bungie said that they were going to tell the story behind that on Bungie Day.
Oh,
So
nice.
they put out a video, and basically the story is that there was a boy called Christian. He had a very tough time as a kid with his health. And his dog Artemis really helped him go through all of these treatments and surgeries and stuff. And he was part of Make-A-Wish. And he wanted to have his dog Artemis immortalized in Destiny. So people from the Bungie Foundation and Bungie went to his house and they kind of took a bunch of pictures with Artemis and Christian. And they not only did they make this emote of Artemis, his dog that's now in Destiny forever, but they also put it in the lore. So him and his dog are officially in the lore.
Love it.
And it's just such a feel-good video. I cried from like minute 1, I think. Just immediately. Because he went through so much. They didn't even expect him to really live that long. But he managed to still be going. He loves Destiny and now his dog's in Destiny.
Artemis is a
That's
great name
lore.
for a
I didn't
dog.
know that at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I highly recommend watching the video. It's in the TWAB. I
can't
also
find
put it in chat.
Whereabouts is it?
I put the link in chat for the actual video itself. But
Okay.
yeah, it was a very good watch. It was awesome. He was so happy, and he was freaking out. He's like, "People from Bungie are in my house."
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was great. It really was. So go check it out if you want to feel good because he's doing good now and his dog is awesome. And also on the Bungie store, they put up a little plushie of Artemis, the dog, and 100% of the proceeds go to the Bungie Foundation, and you get an emblem.
That's cool.
You get an
Emblem.
for it. You get an emblem.
Scoop
Gotta
that
get the
emblem.
dog.
Cool.
Oh, I'm getting distracted by the cool stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a
I'll watch that
very
video later.
it's a very good video. It's very good. So it's only about 6 minutes long. It's not even super long.
Yeah.
Also in the TWAB, this TWAB is just a feel-good TWAB. We didn't really get a ton of news. We got some stuff on the Bungie store, like there's an emblem that you get for just buying anything, and it looks really cool. There's also a worm plushie that is now a thing. You know, we were like, hey, we got the Fallen, the little Smallin
Yeah.
plushie.
Yeah.
We need the worm. Well, now we have the worm.
I kind of love the worm plushie.
It's great.
It is good. So yeah, there was a bunch of things put on the store, but for the rest of the TWAB, of course, it is Bungie Day, and they were first going into all of the cosplays. So, Mylan, it might actually be good for you to bring up the cosplays so people could see them on the screen because they're pretty funny.
Oh yeah, it's all the like the homemade, the at-home cosplays.
Yes,
Yep.
yes,
Over that.
yeah. They're
wrong screen.
that's the nut bush.
That's an apple.
Yep.
Hold on.
Nutbush extraordinaire.
Mylan just holds on to the nut bush
Yeah.
for safekeeping.
What's this? Rolk baby worm?
Yeah, take us through the cosplays. Yeah, baby worm, which is a dog with like a sticker on his head.
This is Rolk baby worm, which is basically do with a bucket on his head with like an elongated bucket using like just painted on eyes, and the dog just has a sticker on its head to be the third like worm eye.
They really are great. If you are listening to the podcast without video, please go and check them out because Shreds of Light, it's people taking things from just around their house and making cosplay, and they're funny. They're amazing.
Yeah.
They are funny. The next one is Zer and Star Horse, which is basically a dude wrapped in you know, a black bed sheet with a mop hanging out of his face to give you the worm. And it looks like the doggo's Star Horse.
Yep,
Yeah.
doggo Star.
Yep.
This one's great.
This one is great.
Okay, this one took me a bit to get.
So-
Just Void Hunter cosplay, and it's a floating phone, and there's this Void invisibility on it. There's a buff.
The countdown. The buff for the
Yeah.
invisibility.
That's great.
The one of the witness, the architect of your undoing.
It was pretty
Not
good.
bad.
Yeah, that's
It's
good.
pretty good. Pretty
Yeah.
good. Riven, is that a puppet? Looks like a puppet, doesn't
It looks like that's just a great
Yeah.
great puppet. Look at them eyes. Perfect
Yeah.
locations.
Riven. So what's the rules? You just got to use what you got in your house.
Yeah.
Is that basically the
Yeah.
rules?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's fun. That is really fun.
It is fun.
Osiris, not. That's actually a pretty decent Osiris.
Notice
corn
the
chips.
Doritos.
The Doritos.
The Doritos for the warlock symbol. And the pose is so good too, with looking up
Yeah.
compared to the
Yep.
picture.
He's got a literal feather duster.
Yeah.
on his
Feather
head.
duster, right?
Oh, Saint 14 using alfoil, like a full mask of alfoil,
And then a
end of a broom or something.
broom.
Dust. Yeah,
That is great.
yeah. Drifter. Yeah, that's drifted bathrobes. Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
going for the fridge. Oh my god, this is
This
a
one's pretty
dog being a warhound, war beast with is he in a Coca-Cola box?
Yeah.
He
They
is
drew
in a
this.
Coca-Cola
They
box.
drew the scales on it. It looks really great.
They did. They drew the scales. on them.
Oh my lord.
Yeah.
There you go. That's the last one.
Well, now you got to go to Cosplay Cosmodrome. So that
Mhm.
was the Shreds of Light where people were just using whatever they can find. Now we're going to some of the most insane cosplay I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like the cosplay that is here. So there is another link in the TWAB that goes to all of the people that entered the cosplay, and my god, it's crazy.
Yeah. The Savathun
Yeah.
cosplay is like god tier.
And these guys did it pretty quick. This wasn't long ago they got asked to do it, right?
Yeah, not super long.
Like not super long because I think it got announced like not too long ago. Savathun. That is
Just-
insane.
Right.
Wasn't it crazy?
How?
I know some of these I'm just like, this just looks like art from the game.
Right.
It's
Wait,
really
is
impressive.
no, this is a 3D render, surely. This is 3D render. These are 3D renders. But some of them are they? What's going on? You're right. I mean, that's not 3D render, that's a person. Oh my lord.
Yeah, there's
How cool.
they are absolutely incredible. For everyone who made a cosplay of Savathun, like just look at these. They're insane.
Yeah.
So good. And it's the detail on the cosplays are absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
That's all I know what to say. It's just crazy.
Wow. Yeah.
And I love the
That
photo
is
shoot of
amazing.
Savathun in the swamp.
That's amazing.
Yeah, literal swamp. Imagine going to all that effort and then getting into a swamp.
Imagine walking and being like, what the hell is that? Savathun coming out of the
Yeah,
swamp.
right?
Yeah,
You're doing the
these
nut bush in the
actually
outback.
look-
You're doing the nut bush in the outback and you see that coming out of the water. What do you do?
I mean, that's very Australia. You should probably wrestle it.
You go and get your
You
Fosters.
slam the VB long neck and you wrestle it. Right.
Yeah,
That's
these
crazy.
are I legitimately was because they posted it on Twitter with like all of the pictures of all of the people who did the cosplays. And when I saw it, I was like, these look like they're just from the game.
Yeah, they look like from the game.
Some of them are so detailed, is
Yeah.
ridiculous. Especially Savathun's face and her
Yeah.
jaw and her teeth.
Mm-hmm.
They got a lot of people.
They did, yeah. And again, Destiny just has like really incredibly talented people everywhere. The artists, the cosplayers, the
Yep.
everybody. Everyone's so talented.
Wow.
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 Sticking with the charity theme, we have random acts of kindness. So this was interesting. So I'm just going to read all of this. You hear us talk about how much we love this community, how many of you lead with kindness in a way that inspires more of the same. Because of that, for this Bungie Day, we wanted to offer some of that kindness right back. A select few of you may have noticed a new emblem in your collections called Humanity's Chosen. You may have even asked, where did this come from? Is this a Bungie store thing I forgot about? Or my favorite, what's an emblem? The answer to all of the above, except the last question, because life is about mystery, is that this is a small token of our appreciation. Not every gesture of kindness needs to be grand, nor does it need to be seen. Be kind for no other reason than it's the right thing to do. It just so happens in this instance that we happen to see it. We see you, we appreciate you, and we hope you never lose that light. So this is just an emblem, and they were like, people are cool. Give them an emblem. So check your emblems. Do I have an emblem?
Whoa.
No. Maybe.
But that emblem's expensive on eBay. Whoo! No.
Yeah, this one is just you've been kind. Have an emblem,
That's pretty
which
cool.
I thought was very cool.
That is
Yeah.
really cool.
The thing is, every time Bungie does something cool, there's also like the people that are going to complain harshly about it.
Everybody's got to complain about something.
Yeah.
So someone's going to
But
complain.
it's nice they just do it like you can't have earned this. You just sort of had to have already done something nice.
Yeah, and they kind of
It's super
specify
cool.
a little bit where it's like, we're not looking at things that are just like super grand. It's just looking out for new lights or being a positive voice on Reddit or Twitter or whatever. Just being a genuinely helpful person in the community, and being nice to people.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the things that sets Bungie apart amongst most game companies is how, like, that stuff that they're doing in the community, just like they don't have to. They don't have to do
No.
that. But they
No.
know it, like, people love being a part of that stuff, and it just makes it cements it, you know,
Yeah, they do understand the importance of community and how I mean, the cynical part of it is the thriving community supports a live service game, but they also are generally good people too. So it's like, you know, they understand the importance of maintaining a healthy community.
Yep.
We also have more charity. It's the Bungie Day Giving Festival. So they're going to be doing a fundraising event over summer. From July 7th to July 20th, they're going to shine the spotlight on many community members who have stepped up in a big way to support our charitable efforts. So there's a bunch of emblems and ghosts and stuff that you can get. $10 will get you an emblem, 25 gets you a ghost, 50 gets you another emblem. And then if you are going to fundraise, if you fundraise 2,500 or more, you get an emblem. If you fundraise 5,000 or more, you get another emblem.
Nice.
So
Pretty
whether you're
cool. Those
fundraising
emblems are
or
pretty
giving,
good.
they are pretty
Yeah.
cool. They are
cool.
pretty cool. I actually really like the 50 plus emblem, the 7 of 7.
Mm-hmm.
That one looks really nice. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I'm about to start a fundraiser and donate 2,500 to myself.
Load it up. There was also there's a Nerf Galahorn that you can buy.
Yes.
It is an actual Galahorn. That is a Nerf Galahorn. And from what I saw on the old internets is that it comes with an emblem. An exclusive you purchased the Nerf Galahorn emblem.
Isn't there an ornament as well?
Yes. So it's $185. It's massive. And shipping costs are pretty expensive.
Put on the
I
wall.
saw
but
someone shipping that was like $280 or something.
It's pretty expensive, yeah. And yeah, you do indeed. You get a specific emblem, and you also get the Destiny 2 exotic ornament Galar Foam. You know how we were like, man, I would love a Nerf Galahorn exotic ornament.
Does it do it?
Yeah, if you buy it, you get the exotic
of it?
the exotic ornament. I assume it just looks like the Nerf
Galahorn.
Galahorn.
Looks like the Nerf Galahorn, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my lord.
I'm like really
God
close
damn
to
it.
buying it.
I can't just I should punch in my address to see an estimate of shipping. But considering like the jacket costs like $100 for shipping, I imagine a giant box of Galahorn's gonna be.
Yeah, I mean, this is like a big gallon. It's like, you know, you put it on your shoulder, put it above the fireplace mantle type of thing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm assuming, does it come with its own custom like Nerf Galahorn bullets? I assume that it shoots.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
it's
it
an actual Nerf
includes
gun,
the
right?
blaster, 3 Nerf mega shells, and 9 Nerf mega darts.
Mega shells.
Mega shells.
Wonder how far it
Nerf,
goes.
Nerf pack
Damn it.
rounds?
As soon
And
as
it-
someone gets one, we
it
need to see it. We need
recommends-
video of it.
It recommends that you wear eyewear when you're using it.
Of course.
Oh, they all do that.
Well, but it's a mega shell.
Mega shells.
Yeah, I mean wear a
Mega-
helmet, kids.
Mega shell.
Yeah. Equip your highlight level armor before using this.
So the size of it is it measures more than 4 feet, 1 meter long, and
4
the
feet.
blaster. The blaster is designed at a 1-to-1 scale and
So
features
good.
sculpted details faithfully replicated. It's literally Galahorn. It's just Galahorn.
Oh, I
Right.
want it.
It's definitely enticing. I don't have space for it.
Yeah, I've actually just started throwing out like stuff. Like, no more space. Then I'll be jaded and blame Leo later in life. Because of you, son, I had to throw out me Galahorn. I never got a Nerf Galahorn because we didn't have room in the house.
Oh man.
that the top? Anything else?
That was really kind of it. They're just going through Bungie store stuff. They did talk about the missing Artifice armor slot. So, people had the Artifice armor that has the extra mod slot, and in some cases, it was just going missing. So they talked about that and how they're fixing that.
Mm-hmm.
And then
right. I did see some people upset that they got a very good roll on a piece of armor and it didn't have the mod slot on it, and whether they're going to re-add it back, which I probably going to assume is a no.
I can read through it. It's not super long. Earlier in the season, players noticed an issue where there was a missing Artifice armor slot. While the issue was fixed, we wanted to take a moment to explain what's going on. The first fix, notated in a previous hotfix article found here, did address the found issue, but only for players who hadn't yet logged in for the season. Unfortunately, for those players who have already logged into the current season and have lost their Artifice armor sockets, a second, trickier fix is currently in the works and requires some additional time. So I assume they are trying to get a fix where they can get those slots back for everyone.
That sounds like a nightmare to like retroactively add the slots to something that's already in your inventory.
Yeah, so it's actually pretty interesting because they do tell us kind of what happened. So it says with each new season comes new gear, and with that, certain aspects of the game are moved, improved, or downright removed for new features. Such is the case for the mods found on the seasonal artifact. Usually, this process is straightforward, but when the Grasp of Avarice armor came underneath the spotlight, we found that under certain circumstances, some armor pieces would lose their Artifice sockets. This happened because as the seasons turn over, the artifact mods are stripped from the socket, and with nothing else in the slot to replace it, the socket attempts to resolve itself in a way that causes that aspect of the armor to become hidden. It's the same.
So
This is
it's
why.
invisible.
This is
It
why
resolved.
we always, even this happened once and then it didn't happen again. But this is why we're always like, remove your artifact mods before the new season, because this kind of thing has happened before where you couldn't have, I think it was hand cannon reload for a really long time. You just couldn't have it, or hand cannon targeting was one of those. Well, that is what caused the slot to just disappear.
It's a nasty bug.
Yeah. But they are working on a fix to make sure everything registers as intended. But these little sockets are craftier than they appear. So they also say the true work comes with the next fix, which includes using a script to comb through all characters on all accounts to reinitialize specific components that make up these particular armor items, thus restoring all those lost sockets.
The script's probably going to take a while to run.
It's going to take a while. But yeah, they're committed on doing it. And if they're scrubbing literally, they're literally scripting through all of the characters and all of the
through
armor.
You
everything.
have to, right? Like, especially if people have done master stuff and you do master to have a special slot and you've got the stats you want and it's missing the slot. Like, you can't not resolve it.
Yeah.
Yep, this is another thing of remove your mods before the season ends, because you never know.
Yeah.
And never know what's gonna happen.
Never know.
Never know.
All right. Bing, bang, boom.
the
We're
twab?
done?
That is the
Nailed it?
twab. All done. We can do Twitter questions. Briar is not here, but
There
you know,
is no Briar,
we've done it
yes.
pretty good before. We've done pretty good.
We can give it a shot, a little college try.
I will go with Cal says, my favorite potty crew. Thank you, Cal.
Thanks.
What weapon or exotic were you the most excited for when it dropped for you? I'll probably be D1, D2.
Yeah, it's pretty hard
What
to
was that?
like.
What was the weapon or exotic?
What was your answer?
Oh, I didn't answer.
Oh. Sorry. That's why I didn't hear.
Be like, wait, what?
Wait, what?
It's hard to get past Galahorn, right?
Yeah.
I think for me it was
because it was up for
Hawkmoon.
sale, and then it was like, then you're like, oh my god, it's like the best weapon in the game for DPS and like Atheon, and you're like, oh, now I need to get it.
I think it was Hawkmoon for me because it took a really long time for me to get it. And everyone had it at this point. I was playing Crucible and getting absolutely destroyed by it constantly. I was pissed off and it finally dropped for me. So that was pretty exciting. I got it from the Crota. I think it was from Death Singer. Wait,
Yeah.
no. Is that the other raid? No, it is Death Singer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Death Singer was right
I played
before.
that raid more than any raid, I think.
Yeah, so
Because I could two-man it.
Right.
Grab two people.
I feel like mine is similar as well with that. So for me, the Xbox account, my first account, like it just would not drop. And it wasn't until almost a full year later that I finally dropped at the Death Singer for Xbox, for Galahorn. But when I made a PlayStation account, I think I got the Hawkmoon like within a month. And then the Galahorn like a month later. So like my PlayStation account was super lucky. It got all the stuff like right away. And then the Xbox account was hurting for a while. So it was definitely when my Xbox account got the Galahorn that I was like, yes, it finally dropped after nearly a year. Yeah.
I mean, probably Hard Life for me is a pretty cool gun.
Yeah?
Oh, Watson, take the bait. Come on now, Watts. He's reading something.
Oh,
else.
yeah. The video?
It's pretty cool. Makes me feel like a goddamn space marine.
Yeah, well,
You gotta just get there and be aggressive.
what was the boner in the pants or something about the hard light?
Tuck your boat in your belt.
Tuck your boners into your belts.
You got a hard
Old
light.
Mylan was so aggressive. So forward. Such a
Yeah,
space
it's gonna be
marine.
Vex Mythoglass or Galahorn.
Oh, yeah,
I think
Vex.
probably Galahorn. Can't remember I'm just looking through D1 ones. Icebreaker. I can't really remember some of these drops.
Yeah.
Next question.
Right.
I have one from the Mav show. Our friend, the Mav.
Oh, nice.
Mav. She says, your first memory of Destiny, maybe the first class you played. Love y'all.
First memory.
First memory that hits you.
I remember overshields. Seeing a warlock. Pretty sure a warlock like meleeed and got an overshield, and I was like, what the flying hell? And I took a video of it. And one of my first videos is like, oh my god, overpowered warlock PvP, how to get overshield, something like that. The second memory is working out elements. I'm like, oh, you got to match them, and it does like extra damage, and like looking at the numbers increase when you match like a arc with an arc shield. I'm like, oh, none of this stuff they ever told you. It just happened.
In D2?
Like, you didn't know. No, in Destiny 1. And
Yeah.
then,
Hold up.
like, when you picked up, and when you saw an arc, there was nothing that said arc shield shoot with arc energy to do extra damage.
In D1? Did it?
Yeah.
I feel like they added that in D2.
Shields?
Yeah.
No.
No. Like the color matching. That was like a feature. It was like now if you synchronize.
No, the explosion in D2 was what they added, wasn't it? The little when you break the shield and it pops. I think that's what they added in D2.
Did they?
But the
Now I'm having a
increased
tough time
damage
remembering.
to match
like you
the
took
shield
down
match types.
a solar shield faster with the solar weapon? Was that in D1? Man.
George says they added shield bursting in D2, but
Yeah.
in D1 they did have elemental shields.
Right, they had elemental shields, but were they actually
It was
affected?
shield match in D1.
Yeah, there was shield match? Okay. Maybe the explosions are so cemented.
You never
Yeah.
had the same experience as me, the same mic drop. It's like, oh, we gotta match them.
I don't remember anything. So.
Man, it's weird to think back to that. It
Rough.
sounds familiar, but because I played a lot of Nightfalls, so I had to match things.
Yeah. It all blurs together, doesn't it?
Yeah. But I feel like I synchronized that with the explosions in D2 so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a couple fond memories of like early Destiny. Playing the game and happening to find that cave that had all the question mark enemies in the Cosmodrome,
Mhm.
and then
Oh yes,
finding the
yes,
ogre just like hiding in a little hole on the
yes.
Cosmodrome. Because that was like, I think, because you're just playing Destiny, it's not overly difficult, and then you get to there and you're like, oh, there's something else going on here. What
You
does
know,
that
that's
mean?
actually what sold me on Destiny is that like exploration
Really?
and finding enemies that were like way overpowered. I'm like, oh my god, what's back there? Turns out nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mystery that Destiny had back then
Yeah,
was
yeah,
truly
yeah,
special.
yeah. It was. It was.
That's why, like, when the Dreadnought came out, that was so exciting because it was a
So
location just
many,
full
True.
of mysteries.
Puzzles and
so many
yeah, that was
secrets.
actually
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I do miss the times when Destiny 1 was just such like a rich mystery. People on YouTube
Yeah.
didn't know. There was like you never knew when a secret could suddenly come out, and it was on Reddit and people talking about this thing that happened.
I didn't even know
Yep.
exotic weapons were a thing until one dropped, and then I was like, "Oh my god, the
Right?
hell was that?" Yeah,
Yeah.
that was good times.
Definitely good
I
times.
was reminded about how engrams, like if you got like a purple engram, it wasn't a guaranteed legendary drop.
God. Oh
It
my
was
God.
like it had potential to be a
Terrible.
legendary, but it wouldn't necessarily give you.
Yep.
You got a legendary, you're like, oh, it was sick, and it was a blue.
And you know what? I'm all for it. You know what? Bring back blues. Only blues, like only if you're really lucky, get legendaries. And if you really, 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 really play the game a lot, then you can have an exotic. That's it. That's how
Yeah.
engrams work now.
Oh man, so many fond memories. I'm looking at chat and they're just bringing up so many things, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, you're right. That was amazing."
Yeah.
Like I remember when, because in the early days, you only got to experience Golden Gun Hunter. Like that was it. Only each class only had one subclass. So when I finally got to see Arc Strider, that just kind of blew my mind. It was
Mhm.
almost the opposite of Gunslinger. Gunslinger's like all precise and long range, and Arc Strider was up close and personal and blinking at people and punching them.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's funny thinking back when like the classes didn't have all the elements.
Yeah.
You know, like you didn't have the Void Hunter yet. You were just
Yeah.
it was like, oh, look at these warlocks and titans with stuff with these void things. I don't even
I
know.
don't remember that. Was there
Yeah,
a
we
time when you
didn't.
just had?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we didn't get Void till the Taken King.
Yeah, the Taken King added the third subclass, and it was a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay, I had a stroke at some point in those. So I don't remember that.
Do you remember the mission where you went and got your new Void subclass, and then you could like shoot a
Yeah.
bunch of things at once?
Pick up
It
the
constantly give you
bow.
Oh
super energy.
yes.
Yeah.
You went into the Black Garden with the hunter.
Yeah.
Hunter.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, there's
Yeah,
so many
like
things that you just think has been around in Destiny forever, and you realize, wait, that was added.
yeah. Uh-huh. It
Like
was
the
like
shield's
well,
theft.
well, I think that's why I didn't remember it being such a big deal, because it was like in fact, I felt like most of the time you wanted to just go with whatever element was being amplified because it just did significantly more damage, so you didn't really have to worry about the shield matching as much, unless there was specifically shield matching or element matching on the modifier, and that's
Yeah.
why it was like, don't worry about it, you know. Whereas in
Yeah, at
D2,
Sunbreaker
it's
Titans,
bigger.
we went to Mercury and met with the third Empyrean magistrate of the Sunbreak Titans and claimed the bonk hammer from the
Yeah.
forges of the
Yeah, it was-
Mercurian fire.
It was always one of the PvP maps as well. Like Warlocks picked up electricity
Oh,
from
yeah.
or Arc in the Mars map, and again, Hunters were in the Black Garden, which is the way it was Pantheon
Convergence now.
then. Convergence now, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh man.
Memories.
Oh,
Memory.
great. Nostalgia's strong.
It is.
That first month of being terrified over Titan hammers, they were like gods in PvP.
They
Couldn't
were. You
even
literally
snipe 'em.
couldn't kill them. You couldn't do anything. They were unstoppable.
And then SBMM secretly got turned on in December, and we're like, what happened to the matchmaking? Let's see. Hey Blaze says, have you guys been watching Ms. Marvel? If so, what are your thoughts? I'm personally enjoying it. a lot, despite some of the negative sentiments towards it. Have you guys been watching it?
No,
I have. I haven't
actually.
watched the most recent one, which I think was yesterday, right? I think it comes out on
They did have a
Wednesdays.
new one. Yeah.
I haven't seen that one. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I think it feels more like it's catered to kids than some of the
Mm.
other Marvel stuff. But I do really appreciate the way that they're filming that show.
Yeah.
Like all of the cool shots that they do are really interesting. So yeah, I'm having a good time with it. It's not my favorite, but I do really appreciate the
Yeah.
cinematography.
Yeah, I've really been enjoying it. I think it's like
Yeah.
one of the most creative shows I've seen.
It's very creative.
And I
Really?
really
Okay.
like I
Yeah.
really appreciate all from like the music to the art to like the way they're showing her thoughts happen on screen. Like
Yeah.
I think it's brilliant. I love it.
It was
Um,
really cool. The first episode when it was like she's looking at her phone and you just see it's not even really super obvious, but like in
Mhm.
the store it'll be a neon light that says what's going on the phone and you're like, "Oh." And
Yeah.
it's just constant like colors and camera switching and the music like you mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun to watch.
Yeah. I think it's a lot
I'll
of
add
fun.
it to the list of things that take me months to watch at the moment. I put something on and it's like, I think we're taking a week to get through one episode of Stranger Things, but they're long episodes though, so
2.5 hours for the last one. Like
yeah.
it's longer than movies. Yeah.
Yeah, they are long.
I'm
Yeah.
still working my way through.
I was gonna say though, like I get it's weird that the sentiment is like, oh, it's for kids or something, because I feel like most of the Marvel movies and Marvel series are for kids, you know?
You're not wrong.
Right?
I
Like
think,
it's
I
not the
think it's
boys. The boys is definitely for adults, you know?
there's
But
a lot of
like
peen.
but like most of the Marvel universe is like silly. You know?
Maybe it's because it's following younger people, whereas a lot of them are more adult superheroes. And then the
Yeah.
way it's shot is very colorful and crazy. So maybe they're just like,
Yeah, you see, I see that and go, man, that's really creative. That's like
yeah,
an art a
kids are creative.
yeah, yeah, and I guess my brain still kind of operates in that like world of seeing splashes of color all the time in my mind or something. So like I see it, I'm like, that's so cool to see that represented on screen. As opposed to it being like I could see them doing that in a cartoon for sure, then it would be obvious, like the genre of where it wants to be. But I don't know.
Yeah, it's been good though. I've been
Yeah.
enjoying it. I definitely enjoy watching it. We have a question from H. Jarzam who says, "Hey y'all, I'm really looking forward to Lightfall, but I haven't played the rest of the Fall series: Godfall, Greedfall, Daggerfall, Earthfall, Redfall, or Titanfall. Can I get a quick synopsis of the stories?"
Yeah, Mylan, little lore
Yeah,
dump,
Mylan,
please.
what's the lore in that?
I'll be honest. I thought, oh, what's doing the work here? I better open up Twitter and see if I can read a thing, and then I completely miss what you're saying. They want a summary of what's happening up until Lightfall.
Yeah, of
What you
the
said.
summary of the Fall series so far: Godfall, Greedfall, Daggerfall, Earthfall,
Oh,
Redfall, Titanfall.
bad guy, guarding go pew pew, bad guy, haha, you won but lost. Oh no. See you next season.
Well,
Repeat that on
Earthfall.
loop until we get to Lightfall.
Earthfall, you just send Pope to get eaten and then claim success.
Just constantly complaining over getting eaten. This is the distress in Pope's voice. Oh my God, again? It's amazing.
If an alien was nearby or a zombie of some kind, but Pope's also there, you're safe, my
Just
friend.
automatically
You're-
targeted Pope. So good.
That
Oh
was a
man.
good time.
Let's see. We got it's clean plays. Just want to say no question, just love and adoration for all of you and what you do, current and past cast. Thanks for providing us with top quality entertainment and for giving us a fun commute most days. Thanks, Clean. That's very nice.
Oh, that is super nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We just correction. We don't acknowledge the graveyard. Okay, leave them out of this.
No graveyard.
Well, we heard about your graveyard today, Mylan. All of your workers
What?
are quitting. You got your own graveyard.
Oh, I must have picked it up from you guys. It's true. Don't remind me.
Got another question from Ang Bangarang. Says, "Hi guys, I love the podcast and hope you're all well. My question is, what was the moment where you realized Destiny is the game for you? For me, it was when I was playing for hours on end and realized no matter how much I played, I never got bored and always wanted to come back."
Honestly, I think it happened pretty early for me in the beta because I came from Call of Duty and I was getting kind of tired of it. It wasn't really doing the thing that I liked anymore. And then playing Destiny, it was like you had so much movement and shooting felt amazing. And we were playing on First Light because that was like one of the first maps you got to play on.
Mhm.
Someone pulled up on a pike, I threw a throwing knife at their head, and it killed them. And I was like, that's pretty cool.
Xbox,
So-
record that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So there was I just right away Destiny just felt so good, and it always felt like you could do sick plays in Destiny, whether it was PvE where your whole raid team kind of goes down and you can carry the raid through and bring the win, or if it was PvP, it just always felt so epic and cool.
Mhm.
I wanted to play more
Very
of it.
cute.
It was
I
very
think for
cute.
me, exploring the Hellmouth in the beta, I was like, oh my god, that's what like
Mm.
got me very interested in having a open world game that was like a loot and shoot. But I'll be honest, I think content creation is what kept me in Destiny. Like I enjoy making videos. I don't
Mhm.
think I would have played Destiny for as long if I wasn't making videos about it.
Mm. So
And
the
I
content,
enjoy
the actual
entertainment.
content creation
Yeah.
has kept you. Yeah.
Yeah. Because typically my like gaming, MO is I don't stick on a game very long at all. I just keep switching. And typically I actually would preferred PvP games if I played anything for very long.
Mm-hmm.
And Destiny, I don't do PvP.
Come do
More
trials,
videos like
Mylan.
that.
Load it up. Let's go.
Let's go trials. Yeah, I do need to do some of that.
For me, I think it was when I realized the type of loot that I was going to get from Vault of Glass, and I was like, I have to keep playing this. I have to catch them all. And then content creation started as well. I started getting more into content creation, but then Crota came out. Like, remember it was like 3 months after. Suddenly there was another raid, and I was like, well, I gotta play this. like, this ain't stopping. And then, yeah, rest was Destiny. So.
Yeah, we've been playing this game for a long time.
Yeah.
And I'm still when a new season drops, I'm still logging in every week to see what the hell's going on in the story and enjoying it and getting these new guns to drop and enjoying the guns and the music.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say
Good
when
stuff.
you log into a new season, you're still going, huh? What? What do I need to collect?
I need to deposit the vestige of
I need to get what?
contain the.
You're
the
not
thing
wrong
and-
though. When I do log into a new season, I'm like, wait, so that you collect the vestiges of the dread and you put that in, you go talk to the helm, and then you need to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
And then you get some sort of resource to unlock a perk in the thing to get more drops from the vestige, the pool, the dread
Yeah.
collection. The
No, you're
double.
not wrong.
Yeah.
It's always been that way too. It's always been super
Yeah.
confusing.
It has been confusing.
Yeah. It's a thread throughout Destiny. Like, remember Necrochasm? That quest?
I sure do.
Get like
That
the
was cool,
white
though.
weapon to drop. Oh, it was
Yeah.
definitely cool.
I never
But
I could not get the white weapon drop to save my life. No, I got the
Really?
white weapon. I couldn't get the other thing. You needed like the circle
crux?
from the raid. Yeah, the crux.
Oh, the
yeah.
Crux of Crota?
crux. The crux of Crota.
I couldn't freaking get it.
Yeah, that was foreshadowing future convolution in Destiny's.
Weapon crafting 1.0.
You gotta go here. You gotta kill this one specific knight. You gotta get the white thing. You gotta go get the crux, and then you gotta turn that into the husk of the pit, and then you gotta get the husk of the pit. Yeah.
Yeah, but riddle me this: would you prefer that or the current weapon crafting system?
Honestly,
I
I
mean-
prefer that over the Lost Sector stuff, or like getting an exotic from like the season pass, part of the season pass.
Yeah.
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 Suck on them apples.
I do like earning my stuff.
I do like earning my. That's why I was excited for weapon crafting because it sounded the. I think the initial version that they wanted to do sounded really fun,
Right.
and it just kept getting like simplified and simplified into the thing we have now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's also pretty intensive.
I don't know what they're gonna do about it. It's a little weird. It's a little weird. Crafting's a little weird because it's for some guns, it's not for others. Also, it kind of kills the loot chase in a looter. You know, because you get your god roll to drop. Oh my god roll sniper dropped. Oh, but I want to craft one and level it up and make my god
I
roll.
honestly think it like where it has worked best is like the raid weapons in Val, where it's like if you shop every week and do it, you're gonna get a red border, and they're all good weapons, and you'll be able to craft like a raid weapon like that. But then again, you can argue raid weapons shouldn't be red borders because you should just have to grind it to get
But then why have
the
crafting?
right roll. Yeah. I'm still on the like, I just wish once you unlocked something, it was just unlocked. You got whatever roll combination, like you could just reprint that roll combination.
Yeah.
That was always my dream.
And I'm just like, you know, maybe we can just take the crafting route to like cosmetic stuff so I can make the gun look like mine. I can add stuff to it. I can get a special shader, which you can now, but it's pretty limited. I would like a
Yeah,
more fleshed
exactly.
out
When it
system.
was talked about, it was like, oh, this is going to be really cool and fleshed out. And then they showed it and it was like, this is like the whittled down mobile version.
I think what they did this season was, what about weapon crafting this season? Because I felt like that was okay. Because I'm like, okay, I really want a callus mini tool. I'm not getting the right drop, but I know every week I can purchase a red border by playing the season and get however many I need to craft one that I want. Like it's long, but at least I know that like I can, my first Umbra or whatever it is, because I've upgraded the Crown of Sorrow, will be a red border. And I know I can just go in once a week and get a red border mini tool, extract it, craft it.
Yeah. I'll be honest, this season I haven't really been interacting with it.
Oh, I haven't done it. That's my theory. I haven't done it yet.
Oh, okay. Because
I'm collecting red borders still.
at this point, I see a red border. I'm like, can I be bothered with this red border? That's how I feel about it right now.
I think the ways of guaranteeing red borders, I think, is one of the solutions. But I also think there's too many steps to each step. There's too many like grind to get the red border, then make the gun, which you have to grind to get the materials, which isn't really an issue now, but it was at the beginning, especially with the what are those, the exotic ball things that you need to do like enhanced weapon traits or whatever.
Ascendant blobs.
Alloys,
Alloys,
grind to get them, and then once you even unlock them, if you want to play around with the roll, you got to like recraft it after you've already leveled the weapon up. So it's just like, I think it's a bit too much for every step.
Right.
But if they make it too easy, then you lose. You'd much rather go hard from Bungie's perspective. Otherwise, if you make it too easy, then it's like,
and you can't make it harder.
you don't have to play the game anymore because you got it, and you can't make it harder. Exactly.
Yeah. I don't know.
I have a question from MN Winter who says, "What's up, DCP? Long-time listener, first-time question asker person. You guys keep me company on my early morning weekend shifts, so thanks for the amazing commentary every week."
Cool.
Thank you. That's really sweet.
Thank you.
And said, the question is, if you were a professional wrestler, what would your entrance music be?
No Nut
Milan's
bush.
is the nut bush, obviously.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Nutbush
easy.
is so good.
Nut bush
Yeah,
city
You could
limits.
nutbush into the arena.
Uh-huh.
I want to go with something stupid like a nursery rhyme,
Like tiptoe through
but
the
like
Every
a
trees.
little
like
lamb?
a trap remix of the nursery rhyme.
Wow.
That will intimidate them. They'll be like,
Yeah. Be like, I don't know, this person might bite my ear off like Mike Tyson. Hmm. I don't know.
"Would you do shake your
He's
fantasy?"
shaking fantasy.
God, no.
God.
All right, fine. I'll do that. That's the one.
Meme shows up in person every time to do the shake your fantasy.
Terrible. Oh my god. I'm looking for a question. Zay Osiris says, if you could pull one weapon, gear piece, or ability from the Destiny universe, but only use it once, which would it be? If you could pull one weapon or ability from the Destiny universe, but only use it once, which would it be?
Oh, like in real life.
Oh, definitely
could use-
Galahorn.
You could pull something into our reality and you use it once and it just
Mhm.
disappears.
You're only gonna use it
I
once.
will get a lot of leeway in the political world if I'm like,
Cut the
"I've got
Galahorn.
Yeah,
might
you
wanna
accidentally
let
lock
this-
onto a
Watts
target in
shows
front of you, you blow
violence.
yourself up.
Oh yeah, this is easy. Self-res, clearly.
Yeah,
Right?
the abilities count.
Yeah. It says weapon, gear piece, or ability from the Destiny universe, but you can only use it
Mhm.
once. Which would it be?
Oh, Superman. Do the Titan Superman. You can literally fly.
Just a joyride and then you're done?
Yeah. 5 seconds.
You
You're
get
done.
it once.
Meow.
like, well, that was fun. Make sure you record it so you can live off the money.
You'd be like, "Whoa, that was fun. I shouldn't have landed in a children's birthday party."
I am starting to rethink my ability here, because if I were to choose self-res, and let's say I live a long life, let's
Yeah.
say I lived like 100.
Yeah.
Do I want to suddenly self-res into a 100-year-old body?
How long's the body gonna last?
Right?
Because as we know, you can self-res and get immediately sniped in the head. So
Yeah, and let's say you're already having some issues. You pass, and then you're like self-res, and you're like,
think
oh,
what you might
crap,
have to
I still have
do-
all these issues.
I think what you have to do, Tefty, is just live super hard while you have the self-res up.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. You'd have to just
Oh.
like go
Do
skydiving.
every drug.
Yeah,
Right.
just live hard.
But
Hard, hard.
again, I don't think you get self-res the moment you've acquired the ability, and then does it go back to that moment you acquired the ability? Because let's say you do all those hard drugs, you destroy your body, you self-res back into the destroyed body.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And maybe no drugs,
okay.
but live hard.
Yeah.
Do
Maybe you
dangerous
gotta
things.
look after your body, but you could go like do
living hard then.
downhill mountain biking, jump out of airplanes, base
You never have
jumping.
to worry about doing those things that maybe you worry about.
Well, let's say you snap a bone, several bones, and you can never walk the same, and you self-res back into the can't walk the same body.
No, it heals. If you snap as long as you die with the bone snap. Worst case scenario is you get awfully injured
like,
by
quick,
something.
quick, kill
you
me.
Don't die.
You do get to
And
throw
your
a
body
bunch of
heals.
grenades after too. I don't know if that.
Oh, I get
helps
the
you,
grenades
but-
as well? Huh.
Yeah, it's part of it, right?
I'm in California. That's terrible.
Everyone's helping you, like,
Everything's a
ambulance
tinderbox
there.
here.
Well, if it's self-res in Destiny 2, you could throw healing grenades. So you self-res and you can heal the world.
Right. But there's no
can-
self-resident day.
You can make the rules.
Right. We could just make the rules. I choose the ability of being a guardian.
One time.
Well, it lasts forever because you're
It's immortality. Yeah, that's a loophole.
yeah, loopholed it. Done.
Yeah, that's like the genie. That's like wishing
Yeah.
for
That's definitely a
infinite
loophole.
wishes.
All I don't know, rethink that self-res. Could spell disaster.
I have a question from
Yes.
Brandon Folsom, who says, when you graduate from learning the nut bush in Australia, does that mean you've earned your Pen 15 license?
Yeah.
Look, you guys thought I was lying, and I saw lots of tweets about pen licenses all backing me
There
up over
were.
the week.
There was a
There were a
lot.
lot.
Yeah, a lot of revelations being made on Twitter about the pen license.
The interesting thing is what I didn't clarify and what someone said on Twitter, and I thought, oh, I didn't really say that. But I didn't think it needed to be said, but we might as well say it. It's not a real license. Did that come across? Like, it's not like a... It's not an actual license.
You don't go
but it's
to
got-
apply for a job and they're like, well, have you
Pen
earned your
license?
pen license? Because you need to use pens.
Be like, you're qualified. Just one last thing. We need to see your pen license. Be like, oh.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's why it was so unbelievable, because you're thinking like it's an actual license. No, it's just, it's a certificate. It's a pen certificate. But
I could understand if it's like a fun little thing for kids where it's like, hey, you get to use the big boy pen now. That's fun. But the part that made me go, huh, was when people were being denied their pen license and couldn't graduate to
Yeah.
Long never got his pen license. Oh,
Was he
man.
permanently affected by that? Scarred for the rest of his life?
No, his tweet was like, oh, then I went into year 5 and no one checked, suckers, and I've been using a pen ever since.
Waltzed right into Staples and bought a box of 20 pens. Nobody checked my
Yeah.
license.
It's the fact that kids could get bullied for not being able to use a pen that I was like, huh,
Yeah, that's intense.
that's okay.
Yeah.
We even had a
God.
teacher tweet us who gives out pen licenses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if
Yeah,
anybody
the
still
gatekeeper.
has their pen license like in their wallet or something after all these years, just keeping it with them, being like certification.
There would be a parent out there that would have like in the baby album, whatever, like memory album, there'll be an Australian mother, maybe someone's in chat, that has the pen license in the file.
Yeah.
Send us the
And
photo.
Goes in
wanna
there with
see
like
it.
your pictures and your grades and
Yep.
Yeah.
all sorts of
Yep.
stuff.
I mean, for me, it would be like driver's license, social security card, pen license in my wallet.
Pen license.
That's the most important documents. Life documents right there.
Here's a good question. What gun do you think would be a good candidate for another Nerf blaster / ornament treatment? I think one of the iconic exotic hand cannons like Ace, The Last Word, or Thorn would be awesome. No Land Beyond. Actually, screw hand cannons, give no long No Land Beyond back. God damn it, Deborah. From Hunter. Fear no fish.
Some
Last
good
word
options.
nerf would be pretty fun because you could just like fan spam it,
Fan the hammer.
which would
yeah.
be cool.
Yeah, but I feel like there's already like hand cannon-ish.
There is, yeah. I'd want to do
Nerf
something
guns.
a little more original.
Trinity Ghoul, Nerf bow.
I mean, how about this? Could Nerf expand and give us some foam swords? Because I think that would
Oh.
complement some Nerf wars. You could have some close quarters action. Give us some exotic swords.
Yeah, Nerf melee combat.
Yeah.
Oh, Fourth Horseman. I do like that.
That'd be
Suggestion.
nice.
Fourth Horseman.
Yeah, that'd be
A
good.
full auto shotgun slug.
Yeah.
Have I told you about my embarrassing time of modifying Nerf guns?
No.
I don't know why. I don't know how, but I went through a period. I was like, this could be fun. And you take them apart and you like put bigger springs in them and they become close to weapons. And I had a sniper one, which because they make them so complicated. Like it was like a bolt action sniper, and it had the bolt and everything. And I went to Bunnings, which is like Bunnings. It's where we have the hot dog stand at the front. You have the sausage sizzle at the front of Bunnings.
It's like a Home
It's
Depot.
like a Home Depot or whatever. It's where you get all the building
As
stuff.
soon as you said hot dog in the front, I'm like, this is building stuff, right?
Yeah,
This is construction. Construction zone.
Construction. I went and got a big spring, took it apart, put the spring into it, And the bolt action, normally you could just do one-sided, but the spring was so tough. If I did it one side, the plastic was going to snap. So I had to put it on my chest, pull the bolt action back easily until it locked into place. When you shot this thing, the dart went so quick. You're like, okay, everyone's like, put the safety glasses on. Like, okay, this actually might blind us. Put it on. One of the snipers would be good too.
Yeah, Whisper of the Worm, right?
Yeah, if they can make
Worm
a worm.
launcher.
Yeah.
What if it shoots the worm plushie? It's a
Worm
combo.
launcher.
It's a
Mm.
plushie nerve combo. Combo.
Combo?
And
Plushie
combo
nerve.
compensation. Someone gets their head taken off.
Wow.
Yeah.
That
like
does
that.
sound fun.
I mean, if they sell well, they probably will do it. Do you think?
Another Nerf
Might
gun?
keep making
I
more.
can see that. Yeah.
If Nerf makes money, if Bungie makes money, why wouldn't they like keep doing it? People collecting them.
Yeah, actually, after Galahorn, what is the next most iconic weapon from Destiny?
That could feasibly be a Nerf gun.
Yeah. Like, what's number 2 in that slot? Ooh,
Ooh.
Thorn.
It's got to be one of the hand
Vex.
cannons, right?
I don't know, but
Huh?
Actually-
hand cannons would be easier, right? That would be an easy win to do like something less expensive than Galahorn and do like a hand cannon
Mm-hmm.
because they literally have people use that for cosplay all the time, right?
Right.
Literally buy Nerf guns and make them look like hand cannons.
Mm-hmm.
So you could do, any of the Ace of Spade or Thorn, Last Word. Thorn doesn't really suit the aesthetic of a Nerf weapon. Last Word would work.
Telesto is pretty great, honestly. It's iconic. It's always breaking the game.
How would the bullets
True.
shoot in Telesto?
Yeah, it wouldn't be realistic in that
With a
sense.
Nerf gun.
Yeah,
You'd have to it would have to be like a shotgun blast, but like offset.
right. I just realized, back to the other question of bringing something into the real world. Like, what if you brought Telesto in and it broke the world?
That's great.
Well,
Sign me
the
up.
world bugs out.
Yeah, you've
Sign me up.
broken the time-space reality continuum.
Space time continuum is broken.
It's just sorry, it's broken. It's just riddled with holes now. You Telesto'd it. Yeah. Yeah, last word.
Anything that gets us to a different timeline. That'd be cool. Maybe just,
new timeline.
skip new timeline.
Yeah.
It's probably better. Maybe.
Watching an Umbrella Academy. See that? New
Yes.
timeline?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm also trying to get through that too, which is
Yeah.
tough.
There's a lot to watch.
I
There's-
have 12 brand new anime shows I want to watch this season.
How do you get through it?
Some don't
You
survive.
just don't.
Some
get
don't
cut?
survive.
Like this
Yeah.
is not making it.
It's
Cut.
got to the point if I'm not super invested in it after 3 episodes or something like that, then it's like, okay, well,
Yeah.
put it down.
I mean, I feel like we're in one of the greatest times of entertainment ever.
There's seriously so much.
The amount of content that's being produced, stories, shows, like it's insane.
Doing more questions?
Yeah, we got anything else?
I've got a few, yeah.
There's definitely questions. Just I don't want to be mid-read and then go, never mind.
Hugo.
Venom.
Hugo's weird questions. Hugo
Um,
Root
there's a
79
Go,
says
go,
emergency
go for it.
question number 496. Do you think you've created more tears or sexual juices in your lifetime? And would you appreciate some afterlife measuring jug scales affair to settle the question in heaven? So this is assuming you've used your self-res that you naturally picked from the other question, and then you die again, and
Mhm.
you get to heaven, and there is a measurement
There's
system
jugs.
that shows you how much tears.
Look, I don't need a measurement jug. I can tell the fucking answer to that. I don't cry that much, so there you go.
Whereas I cry every day, so heaven might be a little flooded.
Would you like to have it visually represented for you when you pass?
No.
No.
Yeah. I think that would be disturbing. Like, yikes. Well, on that note, we've solved all of Destiny's mysteries.
Awesome.
Yeah. We know what's happening. The Witness, Callus.
Listen, Mylan, you're a dad. We know you've done it. Okay, you can't hide it
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, I've got proof.
Yeah.
You got proof.
The best like congratulation cards are like, congratulations, you had sex. Some like, like you've got a child now. Woo!
Yeah.
The fun part is over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh man. All right. Well, that is episode 297 of DCP Live. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We appreciate it.
Thank
Shout
you.
out to our Twitch members and our Patreon members for supporting the shows here on the DCP feed. We have a new firing range coming out after this as well. That was just recorded. Firing Range did their 50th episode, so congratulations to them for
Hell yeah.
awesome cone analysis, getting the deep facts that we've all been
Getting the cones.
the cone facts, man.
Cone
yeah.
of fame.
Look for that in the feed. But yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.